So Sybil's such a funny character. What was it like to voice her?
It was very easy to voice her because I am also a fun character. So literally, it was just me. I didn't actually have to change her voice in any way. It was just myself, high energy, so sassy and funny. So yeah, it was a joy to be the voice of Sybil.
Talk about the relationship between her and Laurel a little bit, because I feel like everybody's got their ride or die. And I feel like that's kind of what she is.
Yeah, so Laurel and Sybil, they love each other. They are ride or die, but like, Sybil kind of finds that Laurel's quite annoying sometimes. Sybil just wants to live her best life and, you know, steal some money, get into some hijinks, you know, have a good time. And Laurel, I guess she's been through a lot because she thought she was the chosen one, and now she's not, and she's in this, not depression, but she's in this weird space where Sybil was still living her best life despite being in that weird space with Laurel. So they clash on some things, but ultimately Sybil's very loyal, and that's her girl, and she's gonna help her, and she's gonna, if she needs a ride or die, she's that girl. So I love their relationship, and it's me as a person. I'm very loyal. So again, I don't know how Felicia wrote this character as me when she didn't know me at the time, but yeah, Sybil is basically, she has the moral compass of Sybil, how fierce and sassy and confident she is, but also how loyal and forgiving she is. Yeah, I feel like it was so easy to be her, and it was a dream to work with Felicia. And Felicia doesn't know this, but I really wanted her to be my friend in real life, but it was so hard because she was so busy being a mum, and I understand. She didn't want to go for drinks with me, but I was just like, is this real? Are we really friends? And now I realize we are. She loves me to pieces, so that's great.
How did you get involved with the project?
So Jonah, who is a comic, he did a show in the UK with me in like 2017, and we became friends. And then I told him I was moving to LA, and then I guess they were casting for this, they couldn't find Sybil, and Jonah was like, I think I might have someone, and then text me and was like, hey, do you want to do this? And I was like, sure, let me read it. And I read the script, and it was so fresh and funny. I didn't, you know, when you go in expecting one thing, like I was like, okay, it's fantasy, I understand, let's go. Okay, let's do it. Tolkien, we're doing this, blah, blah, blah. And then I read it, and I was like, no, it's really funny, and it's really modern, and it has everything you love about fantasy, but then it flips that genre on its head. So I was like, oh, this is something I want to be a part of. Also, I want a nerdy husband. This could lead me to him. So I said yes. And essentially, I came in and I met Felicia, and it was like a love fest. And it was just so easy to work with, and it didn't feel like work. It was just a fun day out in the booth. It was great.
Did you kind of love that I feel like this show blends the fantasy and reality aspects of life a lot. Did you kind of like that part about the show?
Yeah, it's so modern. Like all the references, obviously there's references for you like die-hard fantasy stands, but also there's like references for people that watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Like it's definitely modern, but in a way that's palatable and funny, and then it's got the fantasy, which is in the way that's like old school, but then it's like a nod to the culture, and then she just like weaves in her own real life. It's just very relatable, and it was easy for me, even though I'm not admittedly, you know, a strong nerdy person. As someone who's an outsider, I was like, oh, this is very cool. Like I was very enthralled by the whole world of it, and how much attention to detail that she has. When Felicia wrote this 8 years ago, so she knows all the characters like that. She knows their backstory, what would happen, what wouldn't happen, their names, their full names. Like she told me I don't even remember my full name. I'm like, I'm Sybil the fairy. She's like, no, you're Sybil, Grandma Ryan, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, Sybil the fairy. So she really and I love that, which made it so easy to work with her and to have fun with these characters, because she really knew this world. And I felt like being Sybil, I could really feel, and I knew the world myself, especially when you hear it. Oh my God, the soundscape of it all is insane. So yeah, I think this could be really huge, guys, honestly. I mean, London Hughes is in it, and she is amazing. So I feel like it's going to be a very, very, it's so different to anything that's out right now. And I think people are going to get addicted. They're going to be obsessed with this one. I'm very excited. Cool.
If you were to live in the world, would you be a fairy also?
100%. 100%. Because fairies are, not only are they very, very cute, they can fly, and apparently they have multiple lovers. And I think it's very true to my own life, to be honest. So yes, I would have to be a fairy.
I don't know,
nerd husbands are down for that.
No, I know. I need to get my nerdy husband, and he'll be the only one. He won't be my multiple
There's
lover.
steps to this.
Yeah, there's steps. Baby steps. I need to find my nerdy husband that makes me not want to have multiple lovers. And I'm sure he's at Comic-Con, so it's fine.
It's a very intense
Somewhere.
pool here.
Yeah, I'll find him.
Look around, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He'll be there for me.
Other than Laurel, is there a particular character, scene partner that you really liked working with on this?
Will.
I've got a couple from the first episode, but I want to hear you.
Okay, Will Wheaton. Like, oh yeah. So we actually got to do our scenes together. And in a lot of it, our characters we hooked up and he's still into me and like we have history and I find him annoying now, but I also like him. But anyway, when we were acting and doing our scenes, I could see his face. We were in opposite booths, but we could see each other. And we'd be arguing. He'd be shouting at me and screaming. I'll be like, Will Wheaton screaming at me. Like, this is so much fun. Like, I didn't expect this. It's a Tuesday. So it was very surreal at that moment. And he was really fun to work with. But Felicia's so good at being Laurel. She's so good at bringing the character to life that she made me be a better actor because she really was her. And so yeah, bouncing off of her was great. It was so much fun. And then essentially having a director come in, like you do a take and say they have to climb a mountain and he'd be like, okay, so you say this line as if you're climbing a mountain. And you're like, how am I gonna say a line as if you're like, and then you like practice and freestyle speaking, but being, out of breath. And then you're like, can I take, and it's like, try it this way. And you try a bit faster, but a bit more out of breath. And like just that process as a creative was so much fun to do. Like, when do you ever get to do that? So yeah, it was just like a party. Every day I came in and I was happy. I was pretending to fight demons or like do spells and whatever's happening. And yeah, it was very surreal, but I loved it. It was a lot of fun. All good? Thanks, guys. Say that again.
Are there plans for more?
Yeah, Audible better know that there's plans for more. I told you, I want Third Eye theme park. I want five seasons on all. Then we go to movies, TV shows, merch, books. Like I want a franchise. If we get a second season, I will be happy to play Sybil the Fairy. Also, if they want to do a spin-off, Sybil the Fairy and her world, I'd be happy for that too. The possibilities are endless, and I think once everyone hears it, they'll realize that they're going to fall in love with this world as much as I have. And I think it's going to be a fan favorite. Yeah, I think it'll be huge. Thank you so much. Have a good day.